Welcome to Inside Design with Kandrac and Kole. This podcast is a conversation between two business partners, Joanne Kandrac and Kelly Kole. Join us for a lively conversation about all things interior design, from current projects, trade show experiences, worldwide travel, what's in, what's out, and all the challenges and wins they've had running their successful design business. Whether you're a seasoned interior designer, new to the industry, or a creative enthusiast, you will walk away with insightful information, newfound inspiration, and a smile on your face after listening to these two. And here they are, Joanne and Kelly.
Hey everybody, welcome to Inside Design with Kandrac and Kole. This is Joanne Kandrac, and we are here to talk about the trends from the High Point Market in spring of this year of 2024. So as we've done before, we reached out to our colleagues because we did not attend the market this year. This was the first in many years because we decided to kind of shake it up a little bit. We went to the CNEX conference in Cabo in February, and we're going to the Luxury Design Summit in May. And so we decided that we were going to give ourselves a break. But of course, the FOMO was there. And just like everybody else, we want to know what trends there are. So we reached out to our friends who graciously decided to pipe in. Literally, we have the Speak Pipe option on our website, and shared with us what they saw. And these are designers from all over the country. They're going to introduce themselves and where they're from. So you'll hear that. And then if you're listening but not watching, you might want to watch this episode because we're going to throw up on the screen a lot of the things, a lot of the trends that we saw.
So before we get started, we want to let you know that this episode is sponsored by Tebow. And Tebow was established in 1886. They are the oldest continuously operating wallpaper company in the United States. But what we're so excited to talk about today is that Tebow is now offering rugs. So they have a new collection. It's called Areas, and it's a debut collection of custom cut-to-order area rugs featuring exclusive in-house designs. So this category expansion for Tebow showcases 9 distinct styles shipped to your doorstep in 10 days. And you can even opt for hand serging as an upgrade, which we highly recommend and we usually do with all of our area rugs. So Areas will be available at the end of May. So check out your local showroom or your representative, and you can learn more about that by going to tebowdesign.com/areas/podcast. So we're so excited about that because really everything that Tebow does is magnificent.
Yes.
So we're so excited about this.
This is a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to start. I love these because I love to hear from our friends.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and we'll start out with our first guest.
Hi, Linda here of Linda Holtz Creative, and I'm located just outside of Boston. And High Point 2024, the spring market, was not all that different from what I saw last fall. Furniture still, lots of curves, rounded arms. I also started noticing more rounded wooden ball feet on both sofas and stools, which is kind of new. Lighting still, organic materials are having a moment in lighting. So lights made with woven grasses, shells, rock crystals, even chandeliers made with feathers. Colors continue to trend warm, the warm neutrals, browns, taupes, lots of furniture in warm whites. Not a single gray sofa did I see the entire time I was there. And the colors are tending toward that southwestern, even a Tuscan color palette, dare I say. So terracotta, cinnamon, greens. But one noticeable thing where the blues are much softer and paler. So very soft teal blues and even cornflower blue, very different from the cobalt navy blue of years past.
Linda, you are such a rock star. I mean, that was so perfect and precise, and I agree with everything that she said.
Now, the ball feet, I haven't seen much of it yet. So this is what happens. So when High Point Market comes out, you're going to start to see these things in the months to come. So you might not see them right just yet.
I have to say, I don't love bun feet.
I don't either.
Like, Maybe
on an ottoman, it might be kind of cute, but I don't like it on a sofa.
Yeah. And maybe if it's rounded, but it has a little bit of curve or it's a little bit, but like the straight on bun feet, just, I don't know. I have memories of like, I don't know, some of the lesser brands years past kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I love that cornflower blue.
Yes.
I really do.
Seeing it a lot.
I really do. And normally, like if you said to me Southwestern, I'd kind of be like, not my jam. But this is a different palette. It's revived.
Yeah.
It's
the terracotta is really, really out there. When we were just at Coverings, the tile showroom, there were lots of terracotta.
And again, not a color that I gravitate towards at all. But when you see it kind of new and fresh and reinvented, and you see it combined with like the olive green and the blush and maybe a little bit of black.
It's the combination.
Sudden,
like I wouldn't be painting a wall terracotta,
right.
But in a fabric where it's mixed in and combined with those colors, I definitely agree.
Yes. All right. Who's up next? Ruthie, come on.
Hi, I'm Ruthie Stolson with Ruthie Stolson Interiors from Dallas, Texas. And what I found from High Point Market here that in 2024 spring market was tons of outdoor furniture. It's everywhere and so much more comfortable. Lots of durable options to choose from. Lots of kidney-shaped curves, scalloped edges on the backs of benches, as well as on lamps and sofas. Fabric lampshades with patterns and trims, also lots of pleated shades, still lots of blue spotted, not the dark navy, but the lighter ocean color, almost teal. Saw that on furniture, case goods, as well as accessories. Case goods with lots of pattern and textures. And it's been that way for a while, but more so this year. Tons of wallpaper everywhere, modern, contemporary, and more traditional with florals. Drink tables are plenty, lots of marble tops and really modern shapes. Saw more of the larger consoles as well. Dining tables have more of a rustic, more modern feel. And I think that's because it's furniture for dining rooms is just not as important as far as formal goes. I noticed that the faux plants are even better than ever. The scale is better, which is awesome for our Texas homes. We've got elegant wall sconces everywhere with goals and also more beachy options as well.
What a great wrap up.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing that, of course, the blue, these are things that
I love when people repeat themselves because then you're like, that's true.
So you're talking Boston and you're talking Dallas.
Yep.
But the shades, that is probably one of the biggest things that would be so different. Mm-hmm. And there's a new, well, they're not really new. It's a company called Pooky Lighting, Pooky. They're out of the UK and they just came to the States. And I heard from several people that they had, their display was really cool. They had like a carousel with the lamps going around. They do have some battery operated
the LED
lamps.
Lights that are touch and they turn on.
And the pleated shades are coming back and the fabric shades are coming back. So it's kind of fun.
Again, not a pleated shade fan, but again, you see things reinvented and you see them in these cool patterns and colors and they're so vibrant and interesting. And I'm like, I dig those. I'm in. I'm trying to think, gosh, she said so much good stuff. I go back to our recent episode with Wamboy Ippolito about gardening and landscape and the beauty of the outdoors. And I think, everybody really pay attention to your outdoor spaces. Yeah. I mean, I think we all started to have a love affair with whatever outdoor space we had during COVID, but the outdoor furnishings offerings are impressive. Yes. The fabrics are like indoor fabrics. Yeah. They can be out there in the sun and rain. They are so comfortable. They look like interior furnishings. It's really an opportunity to make your outdoor space beautiful.
And the other thing I've noticed is companies who didn't used to sell outdoor furniture are now. Yes. They understand that category is important and that more and more people are using it. Mm-hmm. And just a tip on outdoor furniture, you got to invest because you've got to get the wear out of it, especially, in the South. And if you're near the water, you have to just make the right choices. But that was really good.
Absolutely.
So next, our friend Jenny Warner.
Hello, I'm Jenny Warner with J. Thomas Designs, based in Atlanta, Georgia. I just got back from Spring High Point Market, and per usual, I am so energized by everything I saw. One of the biggest trends I saw was pink. There was pink everywhere. Pale, earthy pinks, heavy blushes, gorgeous cranberries, even edging into the wine color category. These were all so neutral, or what I'll call easy to use pink. Texture was big. It was on lighting with coconut shell, rattan, refined wooden beads, and pressed glass, so many of which were accented with brushed brass. Case goods aren't left out of this trend, featuring patterns and metals, and upholstery showcased texture in a more soft and luxurious way. There were certainly colors popping in the form of golden oranges, apricots, and many rich grounding greens. Let's not forget to talk wood tones, a diversion from the driftwood color of recent markets into a richer medium brown wood tone. This color really brings in a natural warmth. Rounding out the market recap is uniquely shaped chairs. There were so many, almost conversation pieces. I'm looking forward to using these trends in upcoming projects and seeing what other designers do with them as well.
Jenny, so impressive. Goodness.
These designers could be like speakers.
Or
like
radio hosts.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that was just
Yeah.
so well curated and such great information.
I'm excited about the pink. I'm very excited about the pink.
I mean,
It's such a happy color.
and I think, normally I kind of like a deep raspberry is kind of my favorite, kind of almost like your shirt, but
I love the soft pinks.
the soft pinks and the notion of apricot just so yummy to me.
Yeah.
Um,
And lighting always seems to have so many changes. Like I feel like that's one category that there's a lot of new,
mhm.
and the brass is going nowhere. The brass
Nowhere.
consistently
Yeah.
is there.
Remember when we started putting it in kitchens and baths probably
Oh yeah, people just
8-9 years ago, and the contractors were like,
They
I
just
think
heard
that's
the
a new
word brass.
trend. And we were like, not when it's antique burnished brass and it's very well done and it's very beautiful.
What I've noticed now too, generally in new construction, if it's a spec home or something, they will always use that oil rub bronze, the cheapest thing they could find. But they are now starting to use the brass.
Mhm.
The brass, yeah.
Yeah. No, that
Okay.
was so good. I loved absolutely everything she
Yes,
said.
thank you, Jenny.
Okay, Elizabeth, what do you got for us?
Hey, Joanne and Kelly, it's Elizabeth Scruggs of Superior Construction and Design up here in Tennessee, right outside of Nashville. We sure miss seeing y'all at Spring Market this year. So what I saw a lot of this year that stood out to me, specifically two things. One being pattern on case goods. Lots and lots of pattern everywhere. I know wallpaper's been back for a while, but I even saw wallpaper on case goods. So that was very interesting to me. And as far as color goes, blue and green, color's still big. Lots of blues, lots of green, more of a mid-range blue. I saw a lot of more so than navy, even like we've been seeing in years past. But one that stood out to me was what I would call a persimmon or kind of a muted terracotta, which leads more into the warmer tones, which we saw a lot of warmer neutrals as well. So that was very interesting to me. We sure missed y'all, like I said, and look forward to seeing you in Fall Market. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Oh, love you, Elizabeth. It's funny. If you were to go back, and I don't have the episode on the tip of my tongue, but if you were to go back and listen to Sue Wadden's episode from Sherwin-Williams about the 2024
The
color mix forecast,
It's right
you
on.
see how spot on their research is, and you watch it trickle down over time, because these trends, like Joanne said, we're talking now for the next several years. This is the beginning of what you're going to start to see, and it might not be mainstream for a little bit.
What's interesting too is like when we would get to High Point, we would be like, all right, our eyes are open. Let's see what's kind of new. And I think everybody mentioned that medium blue.
Mhm.
So I think a lot of the showrooms, we're featuring that. So if everybody's talking about it,
Mhm.
you can feel pretty safe. If you don't love persimmon or you don't like you can be pretty safe with a medium blue
Mhm.
for sure.
The other thing that I love that she mentioned, and if you're watching on YouTube, you saw the Hooker furniture piece that
It was the console.
that Russ brought up, that console, which we just put in a leasing center. This one is going into a manager's office on June 26th. I'm so excited, but I love that.
piece.
And this piece is actually, if you're watching online, this is bone mixed with wood, mixed with metal. Stunning.
Yeah.
I mean, just so beautiful. And I don't think you should be afraid of stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just, when it's well done, it's well done. You
Yeah.
just,
the pattern can speak for itself, and then other things can be more neutral and a little more understated. But when you've got a cool piece like that, it makes the room.
Yep.
Makes the room. Okay, next is Betsy Manley. Betsy was one of our insiders tour group.
Yep.
And she's got a great company called House Therapy, and she's also a real estate broker. So let's hear from Betsy.
My name is Betsy Manley, and I'm a fellow Atlanta designer with House Therapy. And this time at Market, I was blown away at the amount of linear lighting options that there were. In the past, there just haven't been that many alternatives to pendants over the island or linear dining room table fixtures. And I just saw so many over and over fantastic new release options out there. And over a rectangular dining table, when you need that long light, there hadn't been that many options, but praise be, we've now got a plethora, and I was excited to see that change at Market. Another thing that we continued to see more of was scallops. They were on the bottom of console tables, on dressers, different pieces of furniture, on side tables, and it was just fun, cute, whimsical, and on lighting. I saw it in several pendants as well as picture lamps, sconces, really cute for a girl's room, bathroom, or any room you want to add a touch of whimsy to. And also this Market, I saw lots and lots of pleated lampshade, fun, colorful fabrics. Not only were they just on lamps, but they were on overhead lighting, sconce lighting. So lots new in the lighting department that I think is really beneficial for options out there.
Great.
The linear lighting thing is really exciting, kind of, because we've done them over islands.
I have one over my dining table for visual comfort.
It's actually a little bit of a...
No, it's not that one. That's visual comfort that Russ is showing, right?
Yeah.
I have one over my dining table. I love it.
But, I guess because we see so much and we're around so much, the 3 pendants, they're great. But, of course,
it doesn't have to be that.
They've got to change it up. We can't just be doing that all the time. So it's a great option. And I love that she said there were several places that had them, not just one or two.
What I like about them is I think a lot of times people, the kind of the Curry Darlana lantern fixture that everybody loves and is iconic, and they made it into a longer version. But sometimes you kind of need that simple linear one that you see through, and it's not as heavy. And so,
especially in a dining room, I was just looking through, and there was so many pretty things to see through that. So I kind of like that. Once again, she mentioned the pleated shades
and the scallops. I'm up for it all day.
Scallops, I love.
And I think it's, yes, there is a touch of whimsy to that, and it can be kind of cute, but I think it's also just, I don't know, when you look around your home right now, if you're listening, and you look around and you see how much square you have, how many hard lines, you would be surprised. And so it's an opportunity to just bring that soft curve into the space.
I saw a beautiful, even to put on because your kitchen, you talk about square and rectangular all day long and hard.
Yeah.
But it was a beautiful round scalloped rattan basket.
I love that. Oh, I love that.
Stick your candle in there, stick your plates on there. And there you go. It just adds and once again, it has the texture and it has the scallops. These are just little things that you can infuse that just, kind of level it up a little bit.
Well, and the other thing is, I think when you hire a designer and so much is custom and so much is specialty ordered, those scallops that you might see in regular retail only on, say, I don't know, a lamp, when you hire a designer and we're infusing these new ideas into all kinds of things, they're in the bottom edge of a console. They might be,
there's a company called Mainly Baskets that does a console that has a scalloped bottom.
I love
that is
that
so beautiful. Yeah. So
I love that.
Great ways to bring it in.
Thank you, Betsy. So next up is Jessica.
Hi, ladies. It's Jessica Brugger, owner and principal at Dwellwell Design Company in Columbus, Ohio, where we design uber-personalized residences for busy professionals. So excited and inspired coming out of Market this year. Really, some big trends that I saw were the continued livability and softening of home. No longer is it about a monochromatic show home. What we're really seeing is all indicators and trends leaning toward really cozying in and making personalized, a bit eclectic even, residences, which is very fun. So first thing is color. Color. No more monochrome, white, beige, gray homes. It's about not just color, but layering color and making it really rich and deep and cohesive. The other trend that I'm seeing a ton of is what I call the rounds. We saw this come up a few years ago with arches, and arches became really in. And then we saw arches and scalloped edges. Scalloped edges really nod toward a level of detail, femininity, and a bit of whimsy that's really fun. We're also seeing a strong pairing with rounded pieces of furniture. So couches are regularly round or kidney shaped now, which is great. The last trend that I saw a ton of is more than one couch, ladies, that had fringe on the bottom. So think pleats, box pleats, fringe, all of the details, another level of detail and femininity.
I can't get into, thank you, Jessica. I can't get into the trim on the bottom. I can't do it.
I never could.
But I think
it's the granny thing again.
It is that kind of, new and improved traditional grand millennial kind of look. It's not my personal thing, but I'm sure Alexa Hampton would be on the show and she would very much probably disagree. But I love to hear it, though. This is the thing. You know, you see all this stuff and you take what works for you and your clients and what doesn't, but you still need to be in the know of because you might have a client who wants something like that and you have to be able to go, oh, I know exactly who does that well. I know what manufacturer I should go to.
And she talked about the warmth, the coziness. Yeah, it's really it's interesting to see when you think warm, cozy. I think more traditional, of course.
Yes.
Like you don't look at a really contemporary room and say, "Oh, that's very cozy." It just isn't. So the warmer woods and the deeper colors, it's just all it's what's out there.
Yeah, and it's funny how it all ties together.
Yes,
you know, you see like. She's I can't remember who was Ruthie maybe who said the driftwoody woods are kind of and those warmer woods are coming in and then the scallops and then the color palette and then the roundedness of furniture and it all it all plays together. It all it's weird.
It's weird
like
how it happens.
Is there some mystical trend maker up there that's pulling everything together? I love it.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, the next is Laura Umansky.
This is Laura Umansky with the Laura U Design Collective and Design Dash. We just met our Design Dash mastermind at High Point Market, and we saw some fabulous trends. We toured some really great showrooms. One standout for me and the rest of the group really was Vanguard Furniture. Some great introductions. The showroom just looked really, really good. As far as trends I saw at Market, plaid. Plaid stood out to me. It was everywhere and very earthy. Plaid, so a lot of camel, a lot of warm neutrals. Also a standout was stripes. So ticking, I saw a lot of smaller scale stripes that looked really pretty. And lastly, the understated luxury or understated wealth trend I saw quite a bit of. And I think that was it. It was overall a really fantastic market.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you, Laura. It's so funny. We had our cravat rep in here showing us all of the new items, and there were a lot of ticking stripes.
Yep.
And that, to me, I think cozy. I think when I think of a ticking stripe, I think of like a bedroom that has twin beds.
Yes.
And just sort of like
vintage.
Yeah, like maybe like a lake house, and when you go stay in there, that room has that cozy bed and the ticking stripe. There's just like something about that.
And I have always loved plaids. Maybe
plaids.
Because I grew up in the Northeast, but plaids well done are just they're handsome, they're beautiful.
I would love to, like the one that Russ is showing on the screen there that says it all. There's that kind of
apricot.
that apricot color, and I just love, like, there's a couple of fabric companies that have books that are like menswear and have those plaids and those herringbones, and I would love to just do a really cozy men's like room.
Absolutely.
With the caramel leather and the plaid and just the
I think about that all the time. We've done a few men, we have a few like doctors who have their a home office, and we've done their home office, and I'm always so excited to do those. But I also am very curious as to her comment about the the understated wealth.
That was that one when we were talking about
Yep.
trends. Another word is quiet luxury,
Mm-hmm.
where people are turning to more upscale type products, more details, like more antiques, more quality pieces, and less of them is what that quiet luxury kind of is. Not so showy.
Right. And I love that. When you walk into a space, we see that kind of in show houses
Yes.
sometimes where you walk in. My daughter, when she was young, we went into a luxury hotel and she said to me, "Mommy, this smells like wealth." I'm like, how do you even know?
You
Where
can't
did-
know. I get it.
where did
I
that
get
come
what
from?
she said.
Yeah, you walk in and you're like, wow, like
Deep woods,
the the quality is
Yeah.
just screaming at you, but in a very quiet, beautiful, subtle way that makes it even more luxurious because it is that way,
Mhm. Yeah.
And I think that's hard to do. As a
Mhm.
designer, you have to have the resources. You have to know how to tap into that.
Yes.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I just
and things that you would pass down
yes.
that would not be, what's considered like the landfill furniture, things that people just get rid of. These would be things that you like really save and
Mhm.
would never like send off or
Right.
get rid of.
Right. Yeah.
You're going to give them to somebody.
I have to say, we'll be there in October. We will be there with bells on. Well, I think we're leading an insider tour, but we'll have a lot more about that later. But I'm really excited. We were sad to miss this one, but I have so much energy now, and I'm so excited to see everything that all of our friends talked about.
Yeah. And it was maybe a little bit of a quieter market. I think what's happening is it's hard to go to both. That we always have. We've done it in the spring and the fall.
Mhm.
But spring sometimes there's graduations and the end of school, and people get really busy. And then the fall might be a little busier. But I think the High Point now starting to open off market. Some people might be going to that too. So the fact of traffic doesn't always mean that
the show wasn't
the
good.
show wasn't good.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly there were new introductions and everybody seemed to really, be excited about it. So
Yeah.
I'm really energized for next time because we missed one.
Right.
And it'll be a lot of really fresh stuff.
Yeah. I will say, I wonder, I want to ask one of our reps about this, but I wonder if because during COVID, all the companies just pushed so hard. They opened up extra warehouses. They hired all these extra people there, and inventory has been quite lush.
Yeah.
And so, and a lot of investment had to go into quick, like trying to keep up with the demand right after COVID. So I wonder if their inventories are such, and the investment that they made during COVID was such that that's slowing down the new introduction production, just a hair, which I think is fine. I mean, good God, there's enough out there.
Well, retailers
for all of us
don't account for as many as they used to. There are more designers going to High Point than there are retailers, and designers are buying, 1, 2, 3, maybe per month, or where like a retail store might bring in lots, and so that has kind of changed. But I still think that the designers are very important at High Point, and if you haven't ever gone, you need to go.
You
really need to go.
Absolutely. So thank you to all of our friends. It was so fun to hear your voices in particular. And I just think that you're all so professional and you really are tuned in and so eloquently sharing your feedback. It's great. Thank you.
It was really wonderful. Thanks you guys so much. Okay. Time for quotes. Okay. There has to be a lot, and it's probably mostly women that deal with it, but here's the funny one.
Okay.
Me praying my husband sees the brake lights ahead of us and we won't die because I can't say anything since I've gotten the "you want to drive" speech. It's so true. I'm really not a good passenger. And
But don't you mostly drive with
I
you
do
and Drew
mostly
in the
drive,
car
number
together?
one, because I get kind of nauseous. But Drew, he just like presses on the pedal like really, I mean, he's a big guy and he's really strong, and he just presses the pedal and the car kind of goes like that. And then I'm kind of getting nauseous, and he drives a little slower than I do. I just don't have the patience. So when I do let him drive, I'm like,
You got to keep your mouth shut.
I have to shut up. And I see the brake lights and I'm going, oh dear God, please, please, please. I'm not going to say anything.
All right, everybody. Here is your serious quote of the day. You need 3 daily wins. a physical win, walking, running, lifting, swimming, a mental win, reading, writing, creating, learning, and a spiritual win, praying, meditating, studying, growing. Be a complete winner. I think that is so
good
true.
tip. Good tip.
Yes.
If you think about it that way.
I just had my sister and brother-in-law visiting from Cape Cod, and we were at our lake house, and there was one moment where we were all like, literally, there was 4 of us out on the porch. It was raining. We were all cozied up, and we were all reading in silence. And we were talking about how some people aren't readers.
Yeah.
And I just think that is so sad, because talk about a mental win. It just to sit out there and hear the rain and be reading, it was great.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Well, thank you, Tebow, so much for sponsoring. And remember, go to tebowdesign.com/areas/podcast. And then this way they know that you heard about them from us.
Yes. And feel free to reach out to us with any suggestions and also any design inquiries. We are still a full-fledged design firm working hard every day on residential and commercial projects. And we are happy to talk to you about your project no matter where you live in the United States. So you can reach out to us at info@kandrac-kole.com, and we will get back to you very quickly. So,
yes. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Join Joanne and Kelly for a new episode every other Friday as they continue to explore the nuances of the interior design business with the goal of informing, inspiring, and entertaining their listeners. See their work at kandrac-kole.com and engage with them on Facebook and Instagram at Kandrac Kole.